Do you know what a JWT is? JWT, also pronounced as JOT, stands for a JSON Web Token. It's a compact way to securely transmit information between two parties in a JSON object. A JWT has three parts. It has the header, the payload, and the signature. The header includes two parts, the token type and the signing algorithm that was used. The payload has claims. Claims typically include information about the user. To create the signature, take a base 64 encoded version of the header and the payload, a secret, and the algorithm specified in the header, and then sign all of that. The output will have each section separated by 3 dots. The signature verifies the message wasn't changed along the way, and if you sign it with a private key, it also verifies the sender of the JWT is who they say they are. If you want to learn more about JWTs, check out jwt.io. This was Identity in a Minute.
Hey y'all. Hi friends. Hi friends. Let's do that one more time. Welcome. I can't believe this thing is actually working. For those who have no idea who I am, my name is Corey Weathers. I have the privilege and pleasure of being a developer advocate lead manager over at Okta. Yeah. And I'm excited to be with y'all. We've been live streaming. Today, I think we're in like 5 different locations. It's insane. We're all over the place. I lit up a thing over the weekend to get us in a few different places. So last week we were only on Twitch. Today we're on Twitch. Today we're on Facebook. Today we're on X. Today we're on LinkedIn. Today we're on YouTube. I shout out to technology because I have no idea how all of this works. Let's just assume that this thing is going to keep going. Yeah. Super excited to be with y'all. For those who don't know, I spend a good deal of my time writing code, hanging out with folks who write code, hanging out with folks who help other developers succeed. In my role as a developer advocate lead, I really inspire my team or try to help support them in their efforts to try to connect with developers around the world. And so it's December. December is a really popular month for us in the developer world because we have a fantastic thing that we do along with the Christmas Advent calendar. It's called Advent of Code. I'm going to spend a bit of time with you today doing some Advent of Code. We're going to answer some questions. We're going to do some AMA stuff. We're going to hopefully hang out with a bunch of folks in chat. If it's your first time join the conversation over at Twitch. I said this before. I have no idea how all of this works, right? So I got Restream lit up. I'm looking to the side because I can see the chat just here to the side of the camera. I can only see the chat from Twitch and from YouTube. It's very weird. So I'm just telling everyone, join us in Twitch if you want to join the conversation because, half of the time I have no idea how this thing actually works. As I just saw my good friend Roberto Bulls pop in from Twitch saying, new week, who this? Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you. New week, who this? Actually, have folks had a good weekend? My weekend was cool. It was relaxing. It was everything I needed it to be. And then it started raining. And that, yeah. Disappointing. Drop into chat for those of you who have. Our weekend was pretty cool here. I didn't do much. I hung out, stayed at the house for most of the weekend, just to take a little bit of a break. Lit up the fireplace, did a little bit of work outside, smoked 2 chickens. Shout out to the folks who cook. We smoked 2 chickens here this weekend. I did a couple other things, but we had some fun. Yeah. Our friend Copper Beardy's here joining us from Twitch. Welcome, Copper. Glad to see you. Roberto says they had a great weekend. It's packed with Dungeons and Dragons, D&D games, and fun with their doggos. Yeah. How cool is that? Now, listen, for those of you who are joining for the first time, we love to just say hi to everyone. This is a family-friendly, fun and family-friendly, approachable stream. And so, as I shared before, if you can join the conversation on Twitch, fantastic. If you can't, don't worry. We'll have this content just up on the YouTube page, and we'll have it on Twitch. And I'll be sharing it as well over on All Things X and a couple of other places. But because we love to have everyone join in the conversation, it is your opportunity to help give me questions to answer, and our friends in chat. And so, we don't want you to be shy. We absolutely do welcome folks just hopping in and saying hi. And so let me do a thing. Where's my chatting with chat screen? Here we go. Because I need to give a couple shout outs and a couple welcomes to people. Welcome to our friend Revertables again. Copper's here. RJ's here, our moderator extraordinaire. Thank you, RJ, for the work that you do. Luce Carter is here. Welcome, Luce. Glad to see you. These are a number of folks who we've seen before. They've been to the stream. It's always good to have them. Always good to have them. What happened to the music? Hold on. Let me fix something. The music was supposed to start when I came on, and the music did not start. So let's go fix that. Let's do two things. First, let's do that, and then let's hit the play button, and let's pull this back up. Here we go. Okay, we've got some music. I'm going to turn the volume slightly up. Ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. There we go. There we go. All right, y'all, let me know if the music gets too loud. It hopefully is not in the way. But yeah, I'm super stoked to be with y'all. Last week we were here last Monday and Wednesday, and that was fun. We wrote a bunch of code. I got a bunch of code wrong. I answered a bunch of questions. Some people asked me about this phenomenal thing named Auth0. If you were here at the start of the stream, you would have seen our Identity in a Minute video. And so some people asked some good questions about that. We'll have a couple more of those today. What else will we have? I'm going to take a little bit of time to do an AMA at the top of the next hour. So we'll be with you for about 90 minutes today. I was supposed to be on for 2 hours, but work. I got to go do the thing that pays the bills, that enables Okta to continue to let me do the thing and come on here and talk to y'all. So work. Yeah. The other thing is I am a .NET developer. For those of you who are not .NET developers, I gotta tell you, you're missing out. We're gonna spend a bunch of time today talking and writing all things .NET, and so I'm excited to welcome folks into that conversation. Now, I'm looking at Restream, and Restream is like, I have no idea how accurate these numbers are. Restream has told me that there's like people who watch, I don't even really know how to do this. Restream has told me that there are people who are watching on all of the platforms. I'm still not entirely sure how in the bejesus they're getting this data. I don't even know how accurate it is. So we're just gonna hope that we're getting accurate information. And if for some reason someone's running into problems, like I said, join us on Twitch. We'll see how this goes. Yeah. Let me go hit our chat because our friend RJ doing the Lord's work. Hold on. Let me pull up something for y'all so you don't miss it. Let me pull up something for y'all so you don't miss it. First bit. Where is it? Where is it? Let's go there. Let's go there. Okay. If you see just there to the side, I do need a command, RJ. If you see to the side there, I think Revertables can do a command for us too, because I think Revertables has permission to do it behind the scenes. We'll see. But if you see just to the side, Jesus, just to the side there. Yeah, so RJ's dropped the link for our Identity in a Minute videos. For those of you who do want to join us over on YouTube, our friends at Octadev, they've created a fantastic channel, youtube.com/Octadev. You can go there, hit the subscribe link. You'll see a bunch of other things. You'll see Identity in a Minute. You'll see great breakdowns and explanations of all things identity, authentication, authorization, and so much more. Our team at Okta is always creating new content. We're always creating a bunch more things, and we're just super excited to be able to make identity a lot easier for everyone. You, us, and everyone around the world. Yeah? Yeah? Our friend Java Grunt is in the house. Welcome to the stream, Java Grunt. Good to see you. We've not chatted in a long time, actually. We're probably well overdue a conversation. We're probably well overdue a conversation. So yeah, let's make sure we try to get something on the book soon there. I gotta pull in a thing here. Let me see if this works today, because we tried to do it last week and it didn't work. Did it pop up? It did. Shout out to technology. Our friend Luce is working on a Blazor demo application at the present for MongoDB. So our friend Luce works over at MongoDB. Shout out to that. Yeah, because we know in these days and times. Okay, that was way louder than I expected it to be. Sorry. We know in these days and times, people are losing jobs left, right, and center, unfortunately. And so I'm super excited to hear more about this application, Luce. Super excited to see how we can help you. Very, 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 very much looking forward to that. I told my friend Java Grunt that we're well overdue a conversation, and as our friends in chat know, I'm quite terrible on responding to some of my messages. Prepare for a response in 2024, 2025. Yeah, sometimes I'm really bad. Now I'm okay. That's actually not true. Let me think about this. I'm probably about 2 or 3 days behind on some messages. I saw a message today on X and I was like, oh, I probably need to respond to that. Let me do that right now. But the message came in, I think last Wednesday. So, sometimes it happens. Sometimes it happens. Our friend Smab is in the house. Welcome. See, Copper, that's right. I was only 2 or 3 days behind or something. Bad. Welcome, friends. We're going to hang here for a little bit longer, just a couple more minutes before we hop over to the code. I'm going to talk a little bit about Advent and Advent of Code. I also want to let me pull this up behind the scenes. There are a couple of articles that I was like, oh, this is really fun. A couple of things that I see happening within the community. So once we hop over to the code screen, I'm going to pull up a couple of things that I want some folks to pay attention to. We're going to have a good time. We're going to kick this thing off and we're just going to have some fun. In the meantime, drop what you all have been working on this weekend. It could be personal fun, a little bit of R&R. It could have been a little bit of reading, writing, and arithmetic. I saw this thread on X, about PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. And I was like, wait, do people not do PEMDAS correctly anymore? I was very confused. I was like, you just go from left to right. I don't know if y'all saw it. If y'all didn't see it, I'll see if I can find it when we hop over to the code screen. I just thought that was so weird. So yeah. But yeah, drop your updates for what you all been working on in the weekend. We got a couple more minutes before we go have a little bit more fun. Smab, it's been a while since I've seen you in chat. It's good to see you. Welcome. I'm also pulling up one more thing behind the scenes for y'all, so we all know what we're looking at. Because I got a couple things planned for today's stream. We are going to hit file new for those of you who are new to the stream. I love to create new projects and never finish them. I think every developer does at some point. And so we are going to be hitting file new today at some point. I'm very, very, very excited about that. Other thing is so Friday I spent a bunch of time finishing my training, right? Because I had to do training to make sure that I could keep my job. And now I spent some time on wait, hold on. Let me fix something. One second. Yeah, and then today I spent some time building a little bit of planning for a proof of concept application that I want to build. So I'm very excited about that. I'm very excited to see where that goes. Fingers crossed. I have no idea if I'll ever finish it, but round of applause for me. Let's go see what Java Grunt's been up to and what RJ's been up to. Java Grunt said they were working on Spring Boot 3.2 security with Okta. Wait a minute. You're building a sample application with Spring Boot 3.2, taking advantage of the security features and using Okta to do it. Shout out to that. And thank you for exploring all things Okta. It's exciting. That's exciting. Keeps me employed as well. Yes, that's exciting. RJ says, been writing Terraform code to get a Next.js website deployed to AWS using managed services. You know what's funny? I've been in the industry for a long time, long enough to remember when Terraform or things like Terraform would have been incredibly useful when we had a bunch of servers on premises. And so seeing this, I think, is incredibly exciting. So shout out to that. Shout out to that. And then Smab says, yeah, they've just been playing Advent of Code with and various Link extensions all week. So funny enough, I've been doing Advent as well with Link, and it's made it a lot easier in some instances. We talked about this last week where folks said, look, like if you just used Link, for those of you who don't know Link, I'll show it to you in a little bit. They said if you just used Link, it would probably make things really easy. And sure enough, it actually did. So we're going to spend some time today. Probably, I'm going to skip to, because I'll tell you a little bit, like I'm struggling a good deal with problem with day 3. And I got stuck on it to the point where I was like, I'm obsessing over it. So we're going to skip past that. We're going to move to day 4 today, here live on stream. And if there's an excuse or a reason for us to use Link, I'm very, very, very excited to do that. Yep. Yeah. Smab says they've written their own Link extensions. Yeah, I don't have enough time to, but I would love to. Let me just tell you. All right, friends. I'm gonna pop over to the main screen. Let me do the thing behind the scenes. I'm gonna hit a button, and I'm gonna hit another button, and then I'm gonna hit that button. And here we go. Yes, yes. Okay, things are finally working today. Crossed fingers, we stay live. I'm watching stuff behind the scenes. If for some reason y'all want to get my attention, throw something into chat. Join the conversation on twitch.tv/CoreyLWeathers. Let me double check one final bit because I want to make sure that this pops up as I need it to. Here we go. Ta-da! Yes! Yes! See? Look at that! Look at that! Look at that! Yes! Okay. Get away. Go back. All right, friends. So a couple things. One, so I was hanging out. One of the things I love to do before we hop into the code, one of the things I love to do is just check in on what's happening in the community. And I saw 2 things that got my attention over the weekend. One was this. I love these update to .NET 8 articles. So for those of you who don't know, as I shared at the beginning, I am a .NET developer. I love all the stuff that's happening now in the world of all things .NET. Lots of updates have just come out as of last month with the release of .NET 8, which is incredibly exciting. Shout out to the team there and all the amazing work they've done. Yeah. We were also a part of that, the .NET Conf, which I was very excited about. There's so much happening there. It's just incredibly exciting. But I love to read these articles. And I can't sit and do it in one setting. I mean, it's almost like sitting in church, right? It would probably take me 3 hours to read this whole thing. And I'd probably still only walk away with bits and pieces. So what I tend to do is I'll come to an article and I'll check the headers, oh, this is what they're talking about. And then I'll just jump around, right? And so based on that, I'll get updates on what's happening. But it's really cool to see some of the stuff that they're setting up. So for those of you who are keeping up on all things .NET and .NET 8, let me jump over to the .NET link. Let's get rid of that thing. Right? And you'll see all the articles just right there. Let me drop that into chat right now. Because I just love keeping up with all things .NET. So shout out to the folks there doing some amazing work. And then I saw something else that was interesting this weekend. And I was like, oh, this is fun. Where is it? Here it goes. So I appreciate my good friend Isaac Levin, friend to the stream, fantastic guy. I did a podcast with him a couple weeks ago. Isaac sort of does this thing where he amplifies a bunch of content, right? .NET content that he thinks is interesting. And for a number of folks who haven't been paying attention, there's this amazing technology called .NET Aspire, which has come out to make it really easy to build distributed applications that are not just monolithic. With Aspire, right? They give you a number of services. They give you some things behind the scenes like caching, and they set everything up using Docker, and so everything's talking to each other. Blah blah blah. Ray. Anyway, what is really cool to me is to see how the community has embraced Aspire. I don't know how many folks in chat have played around with it. If you have, let us know. But it's really cool to see these articles. Tim's articles just come out at the end of November, and Tim is talking about his perspective on all things .NET Aspire, but also like how you could do it, build with C# and Microsoft technologies and .NET in the background, while also adding to it an Angular application for your front end, for what people connect with. And I'm sure we've got some JavaScript developers in the house, yeah. I'm gonna clap for that, even though I'm not a JavaScript person. We'll talk about that another time. But yeah, look at that. So I love these articles. It's really cool to see the community coming together, putting together content like this. It also looks like a great thing for me to be doing. So stay tuned. I'll probably start to get back into some more of this side of the content creation game as the new year starts. I'm very, very, very excited to be leaning into this as well. But it's really cool to see this. And for those who want to have a look, here, I'll drop the link here just in chat because I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. Hey, what happened to my chair? There we go. Okay, I got one more thing for y'all. So show of hands. How many people are on Threads? How many people are on Threads? I'm very, 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 very curious about Threads. And over the weekend, Threads, two things happened that I thought were very interesting. The first, Threads introduced something around hashtags. So, for those who don't know, Threads, obviously the competitor for all things X and for microblogging and what have you, right? And so there are a number of reasons why some folks love Threads. There are a number of reasons why some folks dislike Threads, okay? I'm not throwing my hat in the ring to pick one or the other. But what was interesting for me, I thought that Threads was still waiting to have this like nascent opportunity really jump off. And I saw something. Over the past few weeks, I've been seeing these threads pop up within Threads. Wait, there you go. And those threads were very much around helping people connect. So this sort of thing sort of organically pops up within the community, right? That's the first bit. And then the second bit is Threads introduces hashtags. And as they've introduced hashtags, you now have the ability to see what's happening in a specific topic. And so over the weekend, I saw this tech Threads topic pop up. And I was like, oh, this is interesting. I can now see all these people who are in tech. And I love this because people have been literally coming in here and doing introductions. Let me bump up the zoom just a touch for y'all so you can see, right? And so here's a really good example where people just come in and they threw a bio in there. And if you want to follow, you hit the like button, you hit the follow button, and next thing you know, now I'm following. I love it. I can find my people. And they have threads for all sorts of folks, obviously because of the hashtags. So I say that to say, for those of y'all who, are still looking for a different place to connect with others, to do microblogging, to figure out what's going on in the world. I love these features of Threads, right? Like, here's a good example of a company. Oh, no, wait. I bought them up for a different reason. But here's an example of a company that's literally just putting some stuff out. I'm following them. They're doing some stuff for all things .NET, but they're also still trying to figure out how to use the platform. And so I could see things like hashtags and the whatnot showing up here in a way that's super, super, super impactful. So shout out to them. Yeah, shout out to Threads. I'm going to highlight something that my friend RJ called out because I've heard this as well, and I think it's interesting, which is if you haven't seen it, Threads is not yet in the UK. I know. It's coming. I heard it was supposed to be this week as well. I don't know if anyone else has heard the same, but I heard the same. So stay tuned. Cross fingers. We should keep pushing them for this. Yeah, we should keep pushing them for this. Let me close out a couple of tabs. We'll do some tab bankruptcy. Also, my good friend Salt and Burnham is here. Welcome. Glad to have you. One final thing I want to shout out before we really do hop to the code. We're about 25 minutes into the stream, so just about close to the half past mark. I'm going to hit this, and I'm going to hit a question that I saw in chat as well. Yeah, so we talked about advent of code. I told you all I'm a .NET developer. One of the other things I pay a ton of attention to is the C# advent calendar. Now, how many folks have ever heard of the C# advent calendar, right? It is one of those streams, one of those ways in which folks in the community come together to just do a little bit of good for developers in and around the holiday season. And so they also follow the advent calendar. They start on December 1st. They end on December 25th, as you can see. And they have a schedule of folks. There are 2 articles released every single day. I'm fortunate to know some of the folks who are on this list. I love some of the articles I've already read. I pulled up some of the articles that are more recent that I was super interested in. But I love that the community has come together to do this. And next year, maybe, okay, I probably won't be in the list, but next year, because, I know some people who know some people, right? I don't want to do the nepotism thing, but maybe next year we'll get us a little bit of an identity piece into the C# advent calendar, yeah? Yeah? Smab says they've read all of the articles thus far. Yeah, I've read most, not all. I've read most. Like, I read Seasons of Love. I think I have that one open. I love this one. I absolutely love this one. This one is really, really, really fun. It's one of those where there's a really nice poem that happens at the end of this, but there's some really, it's like a walk through this individual's sort of why they no longer write C#, but what they love about C#. And so this is just super cute, and it really, 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 really just warmed my heart reading it. I saw this one and I liked it because, like, people often say that that C# is not really a good or fast or performant language, and I think that's ridiculous. I think that's the worst thing I've ever heard, right? That .NET can't keep up with their other platforms. I just think it's ridiculous. And so I saw this because it's a really good example of doing something that requires a high amount of precision. And when I say high amount, obviously it's relative, but when you're working with finances and calculating things, it's doing math is actually not that easy when you're working in that degree, right? With those fractions of numbers. And so reading this, I thought this was really interesting. I really, 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 really liked it. Then I saw this one, and I bought this one up because I wanted to read it, because I haven't had to write a cron job, for those who don't know, right? How many folks here have actually had to use cron jobs that just run in the background? I haven't in a long time. They're the types of applications, they're really small, they just run in the background and they do something automated. If you could imagine taking a number of files and moving them someplace else, that's a cron job. In this case, as you can see, they're processing orders. That's a cron job, right? It just runs in the background and it runs on a specific cadence. It could be every 5 minutes, it could be every 5 hours, but it runs on a specific cadence, okay? But someone here has run a cron job and they've done some testing things around this, which I quite love. So I said I wanted to take a look at the article. I wanted to have a look at how people are doing this and go in there. And then there's this article, and I really like this one. This one's from my good friend of the stream, Steve Smith, aka R Dallas. Amazing, amazing, amazing. R Dallas is someone who I have a lot of respect for. Really sharp, a really, really, really sharp individual. Super sharp developer. Obviously, I'm also biased. Full disclosure, I was on his podcast. Let's call it a year ago. maybe 2 years ago, something like this. But he does some amazing work. And in this article, he was talking about a new feature that's come to the language around primary constructors. Because I completely, like, full disclosure, I have no idea of how this feature actually works. I have zero idea of how this feature actually works. So I'm trying to figure that out. I wanted to get a sense of like a real world scenario. I respect his opinion quite a bit. And so I was having a look at that article, but I love this because all of these are fantastic articles that I would not have discovered had I not been paying attention to the Advent calendar. So again, if y'all, are very much interested, hit it up. C# Advent calendar. Let's do the thing. Yeah. I'm going to transition back to the chatting with chat screen because this is one of those things where I want to make sure that I'm giving y'all some time. I saw some good questions come in, and I saw some friends come in. Shut the front door. Code with Sean is here. I saw my friend. I saw someone else come in. There we go, Corbob. I saw them. Welcome, Corbob. Good, super glad to have you. Really glad to see some folks popping up here in the conversation. I also want to hit a couple of comments. So hold on 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds. This is what my kids do to me. I'll tell them like 2 seconds and they'll be like, okay, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Nope, not 2 seconds. Let me hit that. And then I want to hit this one. And here we go. Oh, our friend Sean is in the house. Welcome, Sean. Glad to have you. Okay, here we go. So we talked about this a little bit earlier. RJ's asked the question, hey, any advice on starting to blog or doing posts? I'm sure there are folks in the chat as well who probably have a good answer for this. If you have an answer, drop it in. I'd love to see it. Here's my take on it. I would say 1, start with like an idea, right? Obviously, like, I'll give you the idea that I'm sort of working on, but we'll see how this goes. I want to build a recipe application. I'm taking that recipe application, and it'll give me a good excuse to learn more of the latest features in C#. And so what I'm thinking of doing is taking that application and splitting it up into things that I could actually write about. So I'm doing some of the planning for it now. I'm going to write about that. I'm doing some of the discovery now. I'm going to write about that. And so with that being the case, I say it to say, my intention is to create like consumable small sizes of content that I think are relevant for what someone would want, right? So they come in, they see the topic, they get a very quick understanding after reading just a couple of lines of what it is they're going to see. And then they hang with us for a little bit of time, but then they go away, right? Like, I don't want an article that you need to have the dictionary for to read. I don't want an article that is going to take you so long to read it that you do have to like leave and come back. And I want it to be super practical. And so I say that to say, like, I'd say start with something that's completely relevant to you, that you're interested in, and tell a good story around it. Keep it consumable, keep it bite-sized, but tell a good story around it. The other side is, I would also say use existing platforms. Don't go starting another platform just to do this, unless it is that you're building your own website. If you're building your own website, because you should own your content. So if you're building your own website, publish on your website first and then syndicate to the other websites, right? But otherwise, like, don't go creating a brand new platform. Use your own platforms or use like something like dev.to or Medium for that. Yeah. I'm seeing some great advice come into chat as well. Let me see if we can pull these up on stream. Our friend, Jess is here. Welcome to the stream, Jess. Super glad to have you. Our friend Sean says, Code with Sean says, write for you, write down lessons learned and how you grew because of it, because it helps the future you and others. It's fantastic advice. Absolutely fantastic advice. What else did I see? I saw this. Just hit publish. Easiest thing to do is get lost and try for perfection. You can always go back and improve on something. Absolutely true. Absolutely true. Love that advice. Sorry, let me get rid of that. And then let's go hit the next one that I want to make sure we talk about. Core Bob says, people who say .NET's not performant should look into Bing's use of .NET. True statement. True statement. I think oftentimes people like to talk about Microsoft and all things Microsoft in a way in which does not really reflect reality. And that's unfortunate. You know, I mean, the developer in me is always developer curious. I think that curiosity is healthy. I think anything other than that curiosity can be very dangerous. And so I always get concerned whenever I hear people sort of saying things like this, if that makes sense, you know. But I also love that so much of what they've been doing has been available on the internet. And I talk about this in their performance updates, right? When they talk to you about how they've performance tested everything. When you see the actual GitHub issues, because everything is open sourced in GitHub, right? So you see the issues being discussed. You see the bugs or the things that people are coming into, and you see the roadmap. I really love the transparency, and shout out to open source development specifically for this. I mean, it's just been fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. Core Bob says, yeah, as Scott Hanselman talks about, his blogging is so he can search for his previous posts. That's funny. And his blog is built on Azure. He and I have had a lot of conversations. A good friend of the stream, Scott Hanselman, which actually I owe him a conversation as well. Let's not talk about that. But he and I have talked at length about optimizing for when you're hosting on Azure and why. And his blog runs on Azure as well. And it costs him a low amount of money to maintain month over month, which is fantastic. Let me do one thing. I forgot to talk about this. So from time to time, y'all may see messages pop up like this one. I love this. Obviously, I work for Auth0 by Okta. I get to support our DevRel efforts there. However, they also pay for me to be able to be here on stream with you all. And so as you see messages like this one, my ask is you take a little bit of time to explore them. Those messages will come up from time to time throughout the stream. Take a little bit of time. If it is of interest to you, please, by all means, register, sign up, all the things. It is a way that I get to continue to stay here and hang with you all. Yeah? Yeah? Let's cheer for that. And then I saw one more thing. Our friend Sultan Burnham is here. And Sultan Burnham said, dude, I'm on my third interview for an organization. If it works out, I have one more after that, and then an offer. Hope I make it through. First of all, shout out to your perseverance. Let's sound the trumpets for you. Yeah, shout out. It's very, very, very good to see you persevering here. A number of folks have struggled through this layoff market, and I'll be honest, I'm not much more special than anyone else. I think the job market has been incredibly brutal for a number of folks. The layoffs, absolutely terrible, absolutely terrible. And so, man, just good luck. I think a number of folks have said it in the chat already. Good luck. If there are folks who are looking for an opportunity, please let us know here in chat. Again, join the conversation, twitch.tv/CoreyLWeathers. Our friend Tofrog is here. Welcome, Tofrog. Glad to see you. It's been a while, my friend. It has been around. I actually need to reach out to you as well. God, this is terrible. It's like I'm talking to all the people who I probably should have talked to outside of the stream, and clearly I've not done a good job. Tofrog, I'm coming your way in January. Let's talk. I don't know that I'll be exactly in your area, but I'm coming your way in January. Let's talk. Let's see what we can do. All right, friends, anything else we're going to talk about before we go write some code? Because we got to do file new at some point. We got to go start something new at some point. Let's just see what we can do here. Aw, welcome to the stream. Wait a minute, look at this. I love seeing friends. Fortran just hit the follow button. Thank you so much. Our friend Lady Stiletto says, hi, followed you when I first started getting into coding. It's been a while. Welcome back. Super glad to have you. Wait a minute, let's hope you're still coding. Let's hope coding has been kind to you, Lady Stiletto. I'm super glad to have you and folks like you. Listen, We try to keep this space as inclusive, as fun, as inviting, as welcoming as we can. If there's anything that we need to do better at that, don't hesitate to let me know. We'll take it, and we'll take it all. All right, I guess this means I get to go write some code. So, God, this is treacherous. 1 second. Let me do a thing. 1 second. Let me transition back there. And then let me take that and let me move that up. Okay, and then, nope, let me not do that. Let me do that. Yeah, why did that not do what it was supposed to do? I'm doing something behind the scenes. Bear with me. 2 seconds. Because I noticed something is broken, and I really don't like it. So we're just gonna fix that. Okay, so there that goes. Well, why didn't that work? Oh, that's so bizarre. Oh, that's why. It's because of that. Okay, so if I do that, and then I go there, and then I go there, and I go there. Oh, look at that. Okay, wait. There we go. Okay, now we got you all up on screen with me. You all were supposed to be on screen with me when I came to this before, and for some strange reason it didn't happen, but we're there now. So yes, cheers for that. All right. Here we go. So we're not going to shut down the music. Let's move that to the second screen. Shout out to our friend Harris Heller, who's been doing amazing music for us. And now let's go to adventofcode.com. So I don't, how many folks here have been doing Advent? I literally, I mean, it's been dangerous. Let me tell you, it's been quite dangerous watching me do Advent, because you'll watch me do it, and then you'll see me struggle, and then you'll be like, wait a minute, I don't think this guy knows what he's doing. Why am I watching this developer who has no idea what he's actually doing? 2 seconds, friend. I'm just grabbing my TOTP code. Here we go. Yeah, so we're going to do some Advent today. I have no idea. Look, see, I got stuck on problem 3. You can't even tell. So for those of you who've never done Advent, it is a thing that is available where puzzles get released every day up through December 25th, okay? And so every day starting December 1st. I started on 1 and 2. I got 1 and 2 done. 2 we did on stream, and I got that completely wrong. And then 3, I started off of the stream, and that was a mess. And when I tell you it was just a mess. So I'm like, okay, we got to fix that. So we're not going to touch 3 today, because that was just messy. I'm just going to jump to 4, because I really, I'm like, we're going to try to make sense of something today. Okay. Our friend RJ, did y'all see RJ? RJ said, we don't want you to know how to code. The fact that code may get written is a miracle. That's correct. That is correct. But we're going to try anyway. Okay? Okay. So let me do the thing first. Let's go here. Let's go there. Let's go there. And then, let's go here. Okay, so here is the way that these things work, right? I'm just moving my water. We have these long prompts. The prompts generally tell us something. They tell us something that gives us a little bit of a test case to start out with. We're gonna read the prompt. Hopefully we make sense of it. Chat, if I get this wrong, let me know, because like I told you, we got number 2 wrong, and no one told me anything. I can't believe y'all didn't tell me. I don't know why I get on these streams. Y'all just roast me left, right, and center. If something gets built, it's likewise a miracle. Let's get into the prompt. Let's do it, friends. Okay, here we go. So we're building a gondola. The gondola takes you up. Strangely, though, the ground doesn't seem to be coming with you. You're not climbing a mountain. As the circle of Snow Island recedes below you, an entire new landmass suddenly appears above you. The gondola carries you to the surface of the new island and lurches into the station. Oh my God. Okay, lurches. Got it. As you exit the gondola, the first thing you notice is that the air here is much warmer than it was on Snow Island. Oh, cool. It's also quite humid. Is this where the water source is? Hey, cool. The next thing you notice is an elf sitting on the floor across the station in what seems to be a pile of colorful square cards. Oh, hello, the elf excitedly runs over to you. How may I be of service? This is how I read books to my children. Obviously, I don't read books to my children. This should tell you enough. You ask about water sources. I'm not sure. I just operate the gondola lift. That does sound like something we'd have, though. This is Island, after all. We're at some place called Island. I bet the gardener would know. He's on a different island, though. The small kind surrounded by water, not the floating kind. We really need to come up with a better naming scheme, said every developer. Tell you what, if you can help me with something quick, I'll let you borrow my boat, and you can go visit the gardener. I got all these scratch cards as a gift, but I can't figure out what I've won. What are these scratch cards? Is this like playing the lotto? Oh God, they've given me a whole thing about scratch cards because not everyone knows what scratch cards are. Okay, don't go read Wikipedia. Stay focused, Corey. The elf leads you over to the pile of colorful cards, and there you discover dozens of scratch cards, all with their opaque covering already scratched off. Picking one up, it looks like each card has two lists of numbers separated by a vertical bar, a list of winning numbers, and then a list of numbers you have. So you organize the information into a table, which is your puzzle input. And then, as far as the elf has been able to figure out, you have to figure out which of the numbers you have appear in the list of winning numbers. The first match makes the card worth 1 point, and each match after that first doubles their point value. So for example, you have 41, 48, 83, 86, 17. And so you have 83. Well, then here we go. We have all of these numbers that we have. And then here go the winning numbers and all the numbers that we have. Got it. In the example above, card 1 has 5 winning numbers. It has blah, 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 blah. And the 8 numbers you have, right? Blah, 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 blah. Of the numbers you have, 4 of them are winning numbers. Oh, yeah, because there's 80, 48, 83, 17, and 86. That means card 1 is worth 8 points because there's 1 point for the first match and then doubled 3 times for each of the 3 matches after the first. So that's like 2 to the n power. Yep. So card 2 has 2 winning matches. Card 3 has 2 winning. Card 4 has 1 winning. Card 5 has none, and card 6 have none. So in this example, the elf's pile of scratch cards is worth 13 points. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Take a seat in the large pile of colorful cards. How many points are they worth in total? Oh, and here's my puzzle input. Oh God, here we go. Oh God, do you see this? This is like watching The Matrix. Look. It's like watching The Matrix. Could give somebody a conniption. My God. Smab says this is a good day for Link. I think so as well. Core Bob is correct. Did y'all see that? Core Bob said there are 3 difficult things in computer science. Naming, time zones, recursion, and off by 1 errors. Did you get did y'all get it? Did y'all get the joke? I don't know if they got the joke, but I got the joke. One final bit. I'm going to save this one too. I love this from RJ. Says, gotta have fun and showcase that there's more to being a developer than just coding. I agree. I too feel like half of AOC is text parsing. We're going to see if I get the link right on this. Friends, we have 3 code editors or IDEs we can choose from: Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio itself, or Writer. For today, I'm going to go with Visual Studio. I have not done Visual Studio Code yet, so maybe on Wednesday's stream we'll do Visual Studio Code. I will vehemently avoid all things Vim. Let's be clear. We will not do Vim. We'll probably stick with Notepad++ if all the others fail. Okay. Okay, so now I'm opening my thing here. We're going to continue. We're going to create a new project in Visual Studio. I realize that not everyone here is a .NET developer, so please ask questions. If you see me doing something, or if it doesn't all make sense, please don't hesitate to let me know. I'm going to try to talk this through out loud as I do this. This is not my normal process either, so, bear with me. I'm also going to check some boxes. I don't know if y'all can see this. This says like .NET 8. We're going to make sure that one's done. Do not use top level statements. Yeah, I don't want to use top level statements for this. I just want the good old C# that I remember, as opposed to the one file C#. We'll talk about what top level statements are another time. Okay, so there's that. Let's give a quick air horn to our good friend Corbob for hitting the follow button. Thank you. Smap says he's leaving in 10 minutes. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing. I'm gonna stop. I'm just gonna stop doing this. Crazy people. All right, here's the deal. So we get a line of input, right? So this is my process, okay? I need y'all to bear with me, because I gotta like make sense of it, just so that I can make sense of it, okay? So here we go. So we get a line of input, looks something like this. And then, we get a line of winning numbers, right? Looks something like that. And then we get a vertical bar to separate. And then we get a line of input to find the winning numbers. So I'm gonna brute force this with Link right now, okay? So I'm gonna grab this right here, and I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna do this. So I just bear with me. String, array, winning numbers. Oh, hold on, pause. Let me take a step back. So obviously I said I was doing this in C#. And obviously we said that we were going to use Link. And now you all are starting to see like my IDE do a bunch of things. What the IDE is, our code editor, or our developer and integrated development environment, or editor. There we go. It's doing some suggestions. I want to be super transparent that this is not Copilot. Like, some people see this and they're like, oh, you're using Copilot. I'm not. I'm using a feature that was in Visual Studio called IntelliCode. I actually do have access to Copilot. I have not lit it up in Visual Studio yet. Okay, I get it. People have strong feelings about that. We'll talk about that another time. But in the meantime, I'm going to do this without using Copilot. I am going to use IntelliCode, because IntelliCode does make some of this a little bit easier. Like, I don't have to go write this, right? Like, I can just do this, right? And really this is an array, so I should do this differently. But you'll get the point. Okay. I don't know why I made this an array. That was foolish of me. Let me just make that a string. Let me just make that a string. Okay. There we go. Because what's going to happen let me just show you what I'm going to do first so you understand. We'll read the full line of input in for the test case, right? And the test case itself looks like this. You remember these? Oh God, Jesus. You remember these? The matrix, where they have the word card, they have a number, and then they have a colon. And then they have a bunch of numbers, a vertical bar, and then a bunch of numbers, right? I'm going to use this one as an example. Okay. I'm assuming we'll do some processing so that we can split this thing up and just grab, you know, this part of it first, right? By just splitting on the colon and grabbing the second part. In fact, let me just write that. Hold on. Jesus. Okay, so that's our input. Now, I'm going to split that on our colon, okay? And when I do that, and you see it's giving me the red squiggly because this returns an array, which is a list of strings. And really, I just want the back half of the array. So I'm going to go, give me the first one. Right, and what this is going to give me all of this. Okay, yeah, it's going to give me all of that. Then I'm going to go string here. Let me go grab this. In fact, let's just here we go. String winning numbers equals numbers dot split. And that just gives me the first part, right? And then I don't care about the bar anymore, so we'll get rid of this comment. And then we'll go get the selected numbers. And look at that. And IntelliCode just made that really easy. So now we at least have both sides, right? Then I'm very sure that I could use link somehow, some way. My link is rusty, so forgive me. I'm gonna say var results equals. I mean, I could probably use regex, but I don't want to. I want to do something like selected numbers dot where x such that winning numbers dot contains x dot to list. And I think this will give me all of this, right? Oh, hold on, Smab. I was going to use that as a failing point. See, I kind of know what I'm doing. Smab just said something. Hold on. I'm gonna pull this up. Smab said something. Did y'all see that? Smab said, I suggest you add split options dot trim. So what that does, just so y'all are aware, let me do the thing. String split options dot trim entries. Okay, and then I'm gonna take this, and I'm only doing this because Smab said that they were leaving soon. Okay, so let me explain what's happening here. Okay, this is what one line looks like. All right, this is what one line looks like once we read it in. Our first bit is to split it up. All right, so we're gonna take that part as one part, and that's gonna be an input.split 0, because 0-based indexing, different discussion for a different day. And then this part is gonna be in string.split 1. Now what SMAB has suggested is when we add this string split options dot trim entries. Oh, look at this. Oh, it tells you. Wait, did it tell me? Yeah, it did describe it. Look at that. It says it trims white space characters from each substring in the result. So this way, it takes away those those spaces at the beginning and the end, right? And it makes it really easy for us to process this. So we like that, okay? It's gonna trim the entries and we're good to go. And then from here, we'll just have some numbers, right? Now, let me do a couple things. We're just gonna run this real quick and see if it actually does what I think it does, okay? Holy smokes, our friend Finite Singularity has just rated the stream. And look at all these viewers. Look at all these viewers. Well, this is a fine time. Wait. This is a fine time to switch. So let me just go say hi to all of our viewers real quick, friends. Again, welcome. Welcome. Welcome, 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 all of our viewers, all of our raiders. Finite, fantastic to see you. I was watching your stream a couple days ago, and I just gotta say it's really, really, really good to see you lighten up. For those of you just joining, welcome. My name is Corey Weathers. I have the privilege and pleasure of being a developer advocate lead over at Okta, and I'm super excited to be with you all. I support our Auth0 product. Shout out to Auth0. Yeah. I'm streaming Advent of Code this year. I'm probably going to stream a couple more times before the end of the year wraps up. I don't know that I'll be back in January. Different discussion for another time. I know. People have feelings, but we're going to have a little bit of fun with this. We're going to have a little bit of fun with all things Advent. I just started Puzzle 4. You all came at the right time. It's literally 1 minute past the hour. I can only go. So today I was supposed to stream for 3 hours, but I had something come up. And so I have to do something at 2:30 my time. It's now 2:01. So we're going to go for about another 20-ish minutes. We're going to see how far we can get in the next 20-ish minutes. Thank y'all for joining again. Really, really, really glad to have y'all. Hit the follow button if you want to see more. Let's go back to the code. Let's go see what we were going to do, because we were just writing some code. I'm going to go and now walk. I set some breakpoints. We have an input line. We have to split that thing up so we can get the list of winning numbers. And then from there, we have to get a list of input numbers. And we'll check and see if things do what we expect them to do. Yeah. For those of you who are not .NET devs, tell me which language you use. Go ahead, drop that there, just there in chat. I'll welcome seeing it. We'll see if I have strong feelings about it. Okay, here we go. So this thing has started. You see the arrows in the back. So I'm actively debugging this, one, because I don't know if my code's gonna work, but two, because I think debugging is a skill that a lot of people still overlook, right? So we're gonna take our time through this. So here we go. Our application has just started and we've got our numbers, and we can see that we have our numbers. They have been set up here. If I just hover over this, you can see. And the trim entries has done exactly what I needed it to do. It took off the space. Oh God, you all can't see that. That's terrible. Good God, hold on. Let's make that bigger. It took off the space in the front and the back, which is fantastic, okay? So now we have the numbers. Then we're gonna go take those numbers and get the winning numbers, right? So if I look at just the winning numbers, that's the first part of the numbers right on the left side of the bar. That's fine. Then I need to get my selected numbers. And those selected numbers, that looks good. They're on the right side of the bar. I think that makes sense. We're gonna keep going. Now, results is, tell me how many numbers, right? So from the selected numbers, where there are any numbers that show up in the winning numbers list, give me those numbers as a list, right? So let me do F10, and what we have, oh, God. Look. This is craziness. It gave me 21. Anyone know why it gave me 21? This is terrible. Anyone know why it gave me 21? I can't even show you the numbers, but I know why this happened. You know why this happened? Because these are strings. They're not numbers. I have to convert them to numbers. Good God. Oh God. Okay. Let's go do this. Hold on. Can I do this on a collection? Like, and just make this really easy? No, I can't do that. I gotta do it someplace else. Let me do it here. So let me switch this out from a string. I'm gonna use a var here for a second. And what I'm gonna do is go convert dot to int 32 x. Okay, so let me put something in perspective for what's happening here. Okay. We're taking the numbers, we're splitting them up. And once we split, we're gonna get rid of the spaces. Then for every number that's in there, we're gonna go ahead and convert it to an integer, right? And so what I should be getting back here is what's called an IEnumerable of int. I'm just gonna explicitly convert this to a list, just so that we have the list for debugging purposes. It's not gonna matter that much. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. So let me just borrow this. All of this is linked, by the way. Like from line 16 and 17, that's link. That's just link doing what it does, which is really nice. And then I need to change that to a var, right? And now instead of that being a var, I can change this to list int, okay? Okay, and so now I have the list int, and we should be good to go there. Yeah, Sunil suggested something too, and I'll tell you, I can do that. I just didn't want to. Let me pull this up. Let me see if I can pull this up. Man, why did you do that? Okay, hold on. Sunil said something just below. Look at the ticker on the bottom. It said split the selected number string by white space. So that you can just then get an int array. Yeah, I could do that too. I just didn't want to. The only reason why was because prior to everyone coming, we were talking about using link, and I think this will work as well. This is another way you could use link as well. Okay, so here we go. So now this should work. Watch. We'll do this again. I'm going to do the breakpoint. F5. Okay, so now we have the input line. We've gotten that part of the line in, right? Then, and I could probably do the int parsing on here as well. I just didn't want to, because what you would do is find the numbers, split it up by link, and then you buy the bar, and then take those and put them into two different arrays. But here, now we've got our list of winning numbers. You go numbers.split, right, .select, and then here we go. Now we have the actual numbers, right? Now let's see what it says. Anyone know why that happened? Anyone know why that happened? This is what Sunil was talking about. Check this out. Eugene, good to see you, by the way. Welcome to the stream. Glad to have you. Glad to have you. Anyone know why that happened? So take a look at this. Instead of having 5 numbers, 41, 48, 83, 86, 17, we have 14 numbers. Anyone know why that happened? I want to wait and see, because this is what Sunil was talking about. Yeah, we're gonna do this again. Let me do it again. So let me put the breakpoint up there. All right, numbers is equal to all of this split, right? So here we go. We got all of this set up where it's 41, let me just zoom into that. 41, 48, 83, 86, 17. Okay. Then we came in here and we said, oh, well, just give me the numbers. And so what I did was I said, okay, we'll split it by the bar, right? And that's going to give me just the numbers in the front. But that's still a string. It's not numbers. So what Sunil was talking about was exactly correct, which is now you have to split it by the white space. Because then once you split it by the white space, you can take every single number and then go ahead and convert it. So watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Split. Get out of there. Okay. And then, so this is going to give me that, and then we'll go back in there and we'll do it again. And I'm going to copy this down as well. Now Sunil will probably see why I didn't want to do it. Okay. Now I'm going to F5 that one more time. Okay, here we go. Now we should have 5 numbers. And our 5 numbers, 41, 48, 83, 86, 17. Shout out. Wait, let me take a step back. I haven't done enough work with the iEnumerable visualizer, right? But I like that they have this in here. So now you can do all sorts of things like exporting and the whatnot. I'm going to take that for the win. Notice I added that split down here as well. So I'm going to do the same thing down there. What'd I do? Uh-oh. Something is wrong. Something was wrong. What did I do? Oh, let me see what I did, because I broke something. I'm very sure that I broke something. That's weird. Yeah, that should have worked. Hold on. Let me see something. Yeah, we put the bar in there. Then we had to trim the spaces. Oh, let me see if that's what's causing the problem. Because if I F10 that, yeah, that's weird. One of my inputs is an empty space. So let me stop that, comma that, string split options, remove empty entries, okay? And then let's do that again. That's weird. I wonder why it did that. It must be, I may have an extra space in there. But that's okay. That remove empty entry should take care of that. And it did. And so now we have 8. We got 83, 86, 6, 31, 17, 9, 48, and 53. And that fixed that. So shout out to some nice enumerators and functions doing what they do behind the scenes. Then from here we go selected numbers, right? Where X such that winning numbers dot contains X to list, right? So all this does is just give me the selected numbers. And here we have 4. That's fantastic. Okay, so we're making good progress. I'm gonna clap for that. But here's the problem. Before we get excited, that's not actually what I need. So let me stop that. What I need is a count. And when I get that count, I need to do some math. So hold on. That should give me the count of the winning numbers, okay? And remember what the puzzle said. The puzzle said, you start at 1, right? So you almost start at like n-1, right? Because if you have, like, how would I describe this? Oh, I know how I'm going to describe this. So here's how you would think about this, right? Card 1, which has 4 matching numbers, is not 2 to the 4th power. It's 2 to the 3rd power, right? So if you know you have 4 matching numbers, then your points are worth 2 to the number of matching numbers minus 1. That's the number of, that's like your points. So I want to see if I can write that code real quick. And I want to see if I can try to do this for each line. And then I'm going to see if we can go ahead and have this thing run and get us the right number. So let's go do this super quickly. Our friend Frackberg is here. Welcome. Finite, totally fine. Totally cool. Super glad to have you back. I'm going to have to grab some food in an hour myself because I haven't eaten lunch yet. And I'm sure I have people watching the stream who are probably like, what is wrong with you? Oh God, double. Double dot barfs. Okay, then let me do this differently. Oh wait, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna come back and clean this code up. And the only reason why I'm doing this is because I want to make sure that y'all can follow along, right? So I got a convert.toDouble, right? Where what it does is it takes the numbers, it takes the calculation that's going to come back, provided that it actually comes back with something, and it converts it to that, right? And then I can do that -1, right? And that'll give me the score for the current row. Okay, keep that in mind because I have to do some other stuff here as well. So this should at least throw back the 8 for this number here, for this row here. But remember, we have a bunch of inputs. So hold on. Wait, isn't there a way I can do No, that's not it. I forget how to do it. I'm just gonna do the thing that I remember, and then it's gonna complain. I knew I got the wrong thing. It's this. It's the square brackets. I always forget this. Come on. I forget how to do the initializer. It's gonna drive me mad. This is gonna piss me off. This is so gonna piss me off. Why didn't that work? I have no idea why that didn't work. God, it's driving me mad. Okay, wait. Wait 1 second. Hold on. I thought it was the same thing. I thought you were supposed to put it in the square brackets, but it didn't. Visual Studio was complaining. So, yeah, hold on. Inputs.txt, because I'm going to need this anyway. So I'm just going to copy our test input into this, because I'm going to end up replacing this anyway. I hate when that happens. Okay, hold on. Let me go here. Let me go file, read all lines. And then let me give it the path to this file. So copy full path. Hate when that happens. At that. Okay, save that. Let me take the const off of that. And that's what's caused that problem. And then we're good to go. And then, what? Oh. Got it. Okay, hold on. So let me change this to inputs, right? And then let me go for each var input in inputs. And then I'm gonna leave that for each in there for now, just until we get to the end of the stream. And I'm gonna fix that. And then what I need is a sum. So let me take this and just make that input, right? And then let's go, I'm just gonna make it a double. And then I'm gonna go sum plus equal score, right? So that way, by the time we get to the end of this, the sum will just keep adding up. Now, provided that count of winning numbers always gives back a positive number, everything is good. If count of winning numbers is 0, this will fail. So what we'll do is if count of winning numbers greater than 0. Hey, look at that. Otherwise, we'll just go right back around the loop, right? And that'll fix that. I'm also noticing that they're graying this out, and I'm very interested to see what that's going to look like when I take it out. But that's a different discussion for a different day. In the meantime, let's go run this real quick one time. I want to make sure that the 8 comes out. And then after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it spit out. So we're going to have it print to the console. The sum of all scores is... Let me put a $sign up there. And we'll make that sum. And that way it'll replace this with the sum value. Let me save that. We have 8 minutes to go. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna throw the here on 33. We're gonna press F5 to get there. Our count of winning numbers is 4. Count of winning numbers is greater than 0. Yes, it is. So go ahead, take that score, do the thing. Score should be 8. Sum plus equal score, meaning sum is equal to the sum, the current value of sum plus the score, right? So now our sum should be equal to 8. We're good to go. Now, I'm gonna do this again, and I'm gonna do it just till we get there. Okay, now, our current sum is 13. That's what the test sum was supposed to be. I think we're good. I think part 1 should be good to go. So let's go do a thing. Let me go steal all of the inputs. And let's go see if this calculates correctly. And I have no idea if it will. So we're literally doing this and then we're gonna drop this and run, okay? Now I need y'all to I need to get a drum roll button. I'm gonna get a drum roll button, okay? So that we can play the drum roll. And we're gonna see if this works the first time. I'm gonna take out that breakpoint. We're gonna leave the very last one in here. Are we ready? I'm gonna hit F5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Oh! You know why that failed? Empty string. I forgot to copy the thing over. So let's do it again. No, we're almost there. Look. We're gonna do it again. Okay. This time, we hit the button. So we hit the breakpoint, and our sum value is allegedly to 28,750. Now, I'm just gonna F5 that, right? It says the sum of all scores is 28,750. Y'all see it. Let's go see. 28,750. Here we go. We're gonna submit. Yes! Yes! One more time. One more again. All right. All right. I feel good. We got a gold star. Shout out to Link. Shout out to Link. Getting it all done for us. Getting it all done for us. I'm very sad. This is like now I have to leave it on a cliffhanger. Because if I leave it on a cliffhanger, because like I got to go do my job, you know, like the other part of my job. So this is like the cliffhanger of all cliffhangers. So let me just recap what we've done, okay? This specific day has two parts. I mean, every day has two parts, right? So I got one part taken care of here. I got the other part coming in through. Now, like I have to continue to part 2, okay? So we're like super close. We're like super close. The other side to this is I wrote all of this code. I'm gonna swap this out. So I think on Wednesday, I'm going to show y'all how I swap this out, because I'm going to swap this for reach out with Link as well. So we're going to see how this goes. So I'm very excited about that. But we talked about this. We did some C# Advent stuff. We did some checking in with the community. We heard about job offers and opportunities. We had new followers. Thank you so much to the followers who come. Really excited about that. We lit up on 5 different platforms today. I literally, today has gone way better than I could have ever expected it to, and it's all because of y'all. So let me just, one more time. One more time. Yeah. Thank y'all. I really appreciate it. So here's the deal. I have to do a thing before we sign off here, okay? I told y'all I do this. Part of me doing this this is a part of my employment at Okta. I am paid to be accessible and available to developers like you all. And so as a part of that, messages come up from time to time in the chat. I've got a fun video I want to play right before I then sign off properly. It is a video that talks a good length about something called SAML. Some of you have used it, some of you have not. Let's just go play the video. Let me pause this thing here. We're gonna go pay the bills, and I will be right back.
Do you know what SAML is? SAML stands for Security Assertion Markup Language. It's a standard protocol that tells applications and services that a user is who they say they are. SAML makes single sign-on possible by giving the user a way to authenticate once and then communicate that authentication to multiple applications. When using SAML, first a user authenticates with an identity provider, which stores and confirms the user's identity. Auth0 is an example of an identity provider. Then that assertion is sent to a service provider. The service provider is the application or the server that the user wants to use, like Salesforce, for example. And then the service provider validates the assertion that it got from the identity provider. The SAML assertion tells the service provider that the user has been authenticated. This has been Identity in a Minute.
And there that goes. We've paid some bills. We've paid some bills. Yep. There goes, friends. Shout out to our amazing moderator extraordinaire, RJ Pearson, in the house. He's dropped a link for you. If you'd like that video and you want to see more of that type of stuff, head over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/octadev. It is the fastest and easiest way to subscribe and see more of that content. Now, because we're on, I think the 5 different places we're on, I can't actually raid over to another channel, which kind of sucks because I can't see who's on. So we're going to end the stream. I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to have a better solution for us on Wednesday. We may have a guest with us on Wednesday as well. I'm still figuring some of that stuff out. Stay tuned. Don't get your hopes up. We'll see. Look, we'll see how this goes. But it's been a pleasure to be with you for the last hour and a half. Listen, friends, I am Corey L. Weathers. Okay, wait. I want to take that question, but I can't do it because I have to run. Do me a favor. Send me a whisper with that same question. I will send you the answer back. Okay? Thank you so much. Hopefully we can get that sorted. I'm out of here. I'm going to go run to a meeting. It's been fun, friends. See you soon.